Hey everybody, it's Joel Woodard back with you for another painting log video. It's Easter Sunday today. Hope everybody's having a good time with that. Don't know really what to say about Easter Sunday. um, Except that I just hope everybody's having a good time. Hope everybody's doing good and hope you're able to get together with some friends and family as vaccinations are ramping up. That's a good thing. Speaking of vaccinations getting ramped up, I was able to get vaccinated recently. I'll be getting my second shot in a few weeks now, so that's pretty great. And just last night, I was able to go out to an art show. An old friend of mine, Jordan Christian, had an art show at the F Plus Gallery in Santa Ana. He's a really great painter. I've always been an admirer of his work, and it was great to see him. Great to catch up a little bit. We were all masked up, of course, but it still felt a little bit like normal times. So I was grateful for that. I'll post a link to some of his social media outlets, his Instagram page, so you can see what I'm talking about. I got Ted in the studio right now. I think I'm gonna have to put him out in a second because he's crawling around everywhere and being a little distracting, a little distracty. It's being a distracting cat. So, as cats are. So today, you know what? I'm gonna put you out now. Oh. So today, I'm down to the last piece of this little collage series I started. It's taken way longer than I wanted it to, as I've mentioned a few times, but regardless of that, I'm satisfied with the work. I think I explored some good options with the limited parameters that I set for myself. So I'll be doing something different next time I record. I'll have to put in some serious thought for that. So, color palette for this, pretty much the same. Got Diox Purple and Cad Yellow Dark, and a number of muted colors in between that. Did some drawings of what's going to happen today with this. Some of it's a variation on a few other elements I did in these paintings. I'm still hoping it looks fresh and different. That's always my hope with these. Nobody ever wants to make boring art. So, I think I've said enough. I think I'm going to get into this, and we'll see what happens. Okay, so what I've done is add these biomorphic purple kind of shapes here. Kind of like the bubble type shape I had with the other piece. They're pretty much just a tint of the Diox purple and titanium white. I thought of maybe dragging some straight dioxazine purple through these, but it just it didn't really work. I think it was adding to the noise of the piece, and I don't want it to be noisy. So now there's going to be a small solid shape down here that I'm going to add, and then I'm going to add this main kind of head type piece over these rings up here, and do a couple other things, and we'll see what else happens. Okay, so what I've done now is added this solid shape down here at the bottom. I had a lighter muted color for it, and I had darker grid stripes going through it. I decided I didn't like that, so I painted that out and added these lighter grid stripes through it. I think I like it better. And having that solid shape down there at the bottom is going to serve as a good anchoring point. There's a lot of loose shapes kind of floating around in here, including these purple ring shapes that I just painted. So having that solid shape, even as small as it is, will still serve this pretty well overall. It'll serve the composition well. So now I'm going to try and figure out the top head shape piece that I mentioned earlier. I'm not quite sure how it's going to work, so I'm just going to try and figure it out on the fly, which doing that has its pros and cons, but we'll just see what happens with it. All right. Okay, so I went ahead and added this head type shape. I had the idea of keeping this section here open, similar to how I have this part open. And I decided that there was just too much intersections going on under that. It was just looking a bit too chaotic, so I decided to just make that a solid shape. I think the open section here still works. I like how this little blip of purple is coming through, so I think I'm going to leave that. I think I'm okay with leaving that. So now I'm going to go back into this a little bit and also figure out how I'm going to connect these two things. You know, what the connective tissue is between those two shapes. It might be blobs again, like I had before in a piece I worked on a couple weeks ago. I'm looking at that one now. So we'll see. I'm gonna carry on and see what happens. Okay, so I did something unexpected. I added these two solid shapes down here. I guess I felt like it needed a little more disruption. I felt like the focus needed to expand outward a little bit. I had gone with these blobs on the side and these larger ones here. I'm happy with those, but those alone were just looking too organic. I hate to say this, but they were looking like intestines to me, and I don't want to go there. So I decided to paint those solid shapes on top of it. So that's where I'm at right now. I think I'm going to take a break. I didn't think there was going to be a second session to this, but I think there's going to be. There's detail up in here that I want to add. There's also things that I want to do to those solid shapes that I just added. I'm not sure if I'm going to stick with that color. So there's more to go right now on this, but I definitely I need to take a break. I'll get back to this either tonight or tomorrow night, depending on what else I need to do today. So thanks for watching. hit like, please. Subscribe if you like this stuff, and check out Jordan Christian's work. He's a really great painter. I'll have links to it in the description. Okay, until next time, thanks again. Take care.